Hi everyone, Simon Keele. It's Boxing Day, Wednesday the 26th of December. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. As always, the site to get free of charge by the adverts that you see around the screen. So by you coming back and using the site and telling your friends about the site and using the adverts, that's what keeps us free of charge. So thank you for doing that. Got just a quick one for you. I just want to review through how we're looking in the sort of medium range to longer range. So how things look over the next few weeks. And just wanted to pick up on these charts for you. This is the GFS ensemble, and just to show you, look, still just trying to pick up on this slow downward trend into the middle part of January. I think this is still too mild in here. Not really seeing signs of my cold snap coming in around the 11th, but there are one or two signs on the CFS at the moment. Interestingly, just notice the rain amounts here and here. This is the green bars. Just look how they tend to trend away as we get into the early part of the month, and that's because pressure is rising. And you can see that on the ensemble charts here. These go forward in 12-hour steps. So this is the chart for 6 o'clock this evening. Jet stream is blowing through here at the moment, just across the south of the UK, but it's a strong jet and it's driving low pressure systems eastwards. But look, you can see it's the defining line between high pressure down to the south, low pressure up towards the north. Now, as we go through the sequence, what I want you to notice is just how we still dominate with deep areas of low pressure up towards the north of the country. Look at that one there, central pressure of 952 millibars. That's on Saturday evening, and then as we go through the period, notice this high, look, down to the south. It's this ridge here in the colours you can see here. I want to watch that over the coming days, because watch what happens to that ridge. Eventually, look, it buckles and it builds northwards, so that by the early part of the new year, look, we're seeing pressures of 1020 across the south of the country as this ridge builds in. So we are definitely seeing a building pressure, which I am hopeful is going to be drying things up. I've been hinting at this now for a few days, sort of hinting at the idea that this is a wet spell of weather definitely we're seeing now, but there were signs of dry weather coming through, particularly for England and Wales and eastern Scotland and the east of Ireland. So I don't think it's all bad news. And then it looks like that ridge kind of hangs around before the flow tries to get back into the southwest again by the end of these charts. So I think we will see a few days at least of some dry weather coming in, and with pressures up at 1020, 1016, these really wet areas of the south that have got an absolute soaking over the last week or so should begin to dry up just a little bit. Now, interesting to look at the Arctic Oscillation, because that is taking, look, a sharp upward trend there into positive territory as far as the GFS ensemble is concerned, and also the NAO going positive as well. Now, what that hints at is a mild westerly or southwesterly winds across the Atlantic, cold air clinging tightly to the pole, so not coming off the pole. So this mild flow of weather, that looks set to be the theme of things as we get into the early part of the new year. Although you saw the ensemble trying to hint at this slow fall off in temperature by a couple of degrees into the early part of the new year, although nothing really to write home about. It's this emphasis on the milder west or southwesterly winds. So we're going to be seeing changeable conditions really, but a general drying up in conditions, I feel, during the days ahead. And this is the chart for the 2nd of January, and you notice here, look, we've got high pressure down over France by then. We've got low pressure centred up towards the northwest. Fronts, yes, still tracking their way eastwards, but you notice how most of the rain here, look, is up over Scotland, yeah, parts of northwest England, eastern parts of Scotland too. So it's tending to all shift a little bit further north. Now, this is how the CFS sees things. This is the CFS charts from yesterday, so from Christmas Day. This is the first week, and this is the anomaly chart. Now, what you have to do with these is kind of twist your head around, because the British Isles is upside down here, look. But my reason for showing you these is to pick up on these higher than normal heights down to the south, lower than normal to the north, look, and this is the resultant westerly jet stream that we're getting into week 2, which takes us through from the 2nd to the 8th of January. Look, it's trying to build in the heights here. Now, this is the ridge that we've just seen building as far as the CFS charts are concerned. So that is this ridge that we can see on the charts here. The CFS has picked up on that too, and that's normally just a reasonable indication that you can trust the CFS to some extent. So there we are, week 2, high pressure centred down more towards the east of the Bay of Biscay. We're going to find winds kind of going around in that sort of direction. So we're going to be finding the winds coming up. No, we're not. What are we going to find? Let me just work out those winds again. Yes, we're going to find the winds generally coming in as a southwesterly. Then to week 3, so this is from the 9th to the 15th. Look, we see lower than normal heights again. So what we're going to see here, I think, is the jet stream kind of up here somewhere. Okay, higher pressure down to the south. That means that the southern parts of the country tending to stay drier, still in that west to southwesterly flow, so tending to be milder. Most of the rain affecting Scotland. Sorry for everybody living in Scotland. Looks like you could get some heavy rain during that week. But then, interestingly, in week 4, now it was here that I was hoping to start to see the sign of some cooler weather coming in. It's kind of being hinted at. Look, you see how these higher than normal heights are being taken away into the Mediterranean here. We've got lower than normal heights through the UK, higher than normal here, and the pattern here is, I think, is going to be something like this. So we're going to be seeing an Omega high tending to form something like that. Now, what that shape does is it keeps us unsettled through the British Isles, but it's a cool, unsettled flow. So the CFS trying to hint at this cooler weather trying to get in, and I think what would tend to happen is Scotland becomes cold, periods of snow through Scotland during this period. South of the UK, cool, probably like it was in that kind of middle part of December for us. So it's going cool, occasionally cold across England and Wales. But Scotland certainly in the snowier stuff, but across England and Wales kind of chopping and changing between cool and cold conditions. Quite unsettled, not sure there'll be a lot of snow, but certainly it looks as if there is that cooler stuff there. So starting to pick up on these indications of some cooler conditions in the middle of the month, and that's certainly what all the long range predictions have been hinting at. So I'll leave you with that for now. Hope you're having a fantastic Boxing Day. Thanks for taking time out and watching weatherweb.net. Don't forget, we're kept free of charge by the adverts you're seeing around the screen here, and by you coming back and visiting the site, using the chart, using all the information on here. That's what keeps us free of charge. So for now, thanks for watching and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.